Has anyone heard of the True Crime series? You know that series that was on PS2 and Xbox that was pretty cool but always was nothing more than a GTA clone? Well, Sleeping Dogs was a sequel slash reboot for the True Crime franchise named True Crime Hong Kong. It was developed by UnionJackGaming and was at the time being published by Activision. Nearing the end of the game's production cycle, Activision decided the game wasn't good enough to be released and sold the game and the developer studio to Square Enix. But they decided to not sell the name. Thus, Sleeping Dogs was born and a new franchise with it. But the question is the game any good, and was Activision correct in anticipating its failure? Let's find out. The story in Sleeping Dogs takes place in a very well realised Hong Kong. You play as Wei Shen, a Hong Kong police officer that is tasked to go undercover and infiltrate the Sun On Yee, a division of the Triad, and eventually take them down. I'm gonna come right out and say it. The game's story is excellent. Wei Shen is a complicated character, and he is very fun to play as, not to mention watch. Wei is constantly torn between doing the right thing as a police officer and having to commit crimes to prove his worth to the Triads. I love the fact that the story really takes itself seriously and never lets up on keeping the player on their toes. If I was to compare this to anything else, it would have to be The Departed. If you like cop dramas, you will love this game. The only thing that is a negative for me in the story is the fact that you, as a player, never get to make any decisions and the game just plays out very linearly. I mean, don't you think it would have been awesome if you could decide where your own loyalty lies? But other than that, I would say the story is one of the most edge-of-your-seat, nail-biting tales that I've played through in a long time.
You must be a very dangerous man, Wei Shen. That is exactly what we want people to think.
When it comes to graphical prowess, Sleeping Dogs looks absolutely amazing. There is not one part of the whole experience that I would say is ugly. The open world of Hong Kong is one of the most interesting places to look at and spills with life. Cruising down a high street with neon lights cluttering the skyline and the sounds of people speaking Cantonese is so freaking awesome to say the least. All the vehicles look awesome, although there are no name brand cars in the game, which isn't a problem really, but something to bring up nonetheless. The character models look really well detailed and the facial animations and lip syncing are absolutely fantastic and on point, which is especially surprising since this is a new IP. The character animations play out with the utmost fluidity and the game has little to any graphical glitches. To be put short, I was really pleasantly surprised how great this game actually looks. I mean, I wasn't expecting a good looking game, but not this good looking.
Hey, who's the new blood?
It's Wei. You remember Mimi Shen? Back when you first started getting girls with Big Smiley?
Oh, Mimi. Oh, yeah. First girl ever sucked my cock. Yeah, so what?
Wei's her brother.
And I was the first guy who ever stabbed you. You remember me now?
Whoa, Wei, what the fuck, man? Seriously, Wei? I apologize. I'm really sorry. Your sister blew me.
Sleeping Dogs is a mixed bag when it comes to the sound department. The soundtrack of the game is absolutely spectacular. The music all sounds like it was ripped straight out of a classic Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee movie. Seriously, the main theme in this game is so cool to listen to, I now have it on my iPod. Obviously, being an open world title, this game has to have some radio stations for them long drives to missions. This game has many diverse stations, but I can't help but feel that the folks at United Front Games could have added a little more tracks to the game. It just feels like I was listening to the same songs over and over again, which when a game like this has so much driving involved, it can get a little annoying. The voice acting is great in some areas and absolutely terrible in others. All the voice actors portraying the Chinese characters provide authentic and stellar performances. The fact that the game mixes the dialogue between English and Cantonese really helps cement that realistic feel to the game. Will Yun Lee, the voice actor that portrays Wei, is the star of the show here, as his performance really shows the angst and pain that Wei goes through throughout the game. On the other hand, the American voice work is absolutely abominable. Emma Stone has to be the worst voice actress in the game. Every time her character is on screen, her voice automatically sucks me out of the experience. Emma, just stick to movies. I don't need you in my games. Overall, I would say the sound is average.
Okay, that was fun. What do you want to do now?
I need to get home, but I will definitely call you later.
Now we get to the most important part of any game, the gameplay. The gameplay in Sleeping Dogs revolves around three things: fist fighting, gunplay, and driving. Let's talk about each one separately. Okay, first, the fighting. Fist fighting in Sleeping Dogs is the biggest part of the game, as for one big chunk of the playtime you will only be fighting with your fists. That's right, you don't pick up a gun till at least 4 hours into the story. So being a big chunk, you would expect the fighting system to be fun and deep, right? Well, luckily enough, it actually is. At first, don't get me wrong, you'll be using the same combos and counters for a little while, but soon enough the game gives you an upgrade system and lets you go as deep as you like into the fighting mechanics. The fighting itself works in the same arcade style vein as the Batman Arkham games. You will hit the X button to punch enemies and hold down the button to provide heavy attacks, whilst using the B button to grab foes and the Y button to counter attack. The fighting system works really well and is easy enough to get into. Just like the Arkham games, the combat, even at its lowest level, is still good fun. The combat even has some grisly environmental finishes that you can pull off that not only look cool, but also make you feel like a badass while doing it.
Damn, Wayne! What did they do to you in America, man?
The gunplay, however, in Sleeping Dogs is basically a cover shooter with some bullet time mechanics added in. The majority of the time you'll hold a gun will be behind cover waiting for an enemy to pop out. The game uses a system that the developers call aggressive cover, where basically the player could start off in a room full of enemies without a weapon and quickly become a huge threat by slow-mo vaulting over cover and disarming an enemy by taking his weapon and shooting everybody in the room. While in slow-mo, the more headshots you pull off will extend the time you spend in slow-mo, so the more badass you are and the better you are rewarded. The shooting in this game is absolutely what you'd expect and nothing more. It's serviceable, but not groundbreaking. Driving in Sleeping Dogs is actually pretty good, providing you have a good car in the game. Vans and low-end bikes and cars all control like tanks, but if you get your hands on a higher priced vehicle, it actually feels a lot better and smoother, and you will have a lot of fun. Like any open world gangland game, you have the ability to fire from your vehicle and cause a lot of mayhem. The most significant addition to the driving is the ability to action hijack, which is basically the same concept as car jumping from the Pursuit Force series on PSP. It looks awesome and feels great to jump from vehicle to vehicle without stopping. In short, the driving is a lot of fun providing what car you drive.
What? You crazy? Look, man, I got powerful friends.
Yeah? Who would that be?
They gonna kill you.
Tell me their names, so we can go see them right now. Look, what are the odds they're gonna even admit they even know you?
Fuck you, I'm not gonna tell you nothing.
You don't have to. Someone else will ask the question.
In terms of side activities, the game has a lot of variety with such things as races, police cases, drug busts, and even cockfighting to drag you away from the main narrative.
My birds are all best.
My cock is the best.
My birds weak.
I got strong bird.
Over the legs. Eat his legs.
Each one of the side activities and even the main missions add experience to your free skill trees: face level, police level, and criminal level. Each one levels up individually with skill points, providing you do actions that support each skill tree. Each time you level up a bar, you get an unlock for that specific section skill tree, and it allows you to make way more efficient. I found all the upgrades very useful, and they definitely add some needed RPG elements to the game.
Hey, let me out of here, you fucker! My people are going to cut you into pieces, you hear me? Huh? You hear me, you fucker?
Shut up! Here's your guy. Hope you still want him. But I don't want this coming back to bite me in the ass.
I'll take care of it. Where he's going, he won't be in a position to tell anyone anything.
Hey, I can hear you! What the fuck are you doing out there? Open the fucking trunk, will you?
Hey! Show the lady some respect.
Now we come to my verdict on Sleeping Dogs. I really have no clue to why Activision thought this game would be a failure, but what I will say is I'm glad it was released. Sleeping Dogs is a great game, and I think it's as good, if not even better, than most other sandbox titles. For instance, this game is significantly better than any of the Saints Row games, and can definitely be a contender to the GTA throne. All in all, I would say that I give Sleeping Dogs a 4.5 out of 5. The game has an amazingly interesting and action-packed story that really sucks you in and never lets you loose. The graphics are great and pretty to look at. The gameplay is extremely fun, and over the course of the 15-hour story, never feels repetitive. The only aspect that lets the game down for me is the voice acting and the average gunplay. But other than that, this game is exceptional. I totally recommend you pick this title up right now. Go have yourself some fun. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you liked the video, please leave a like as it really helps me out, and leave a comment voicing your opinion on the video in the comment section down below. I also have a Twitter account and post a lot of gaming updates there, so be sure to follow me if you're into games as much as I am. See you guys.